G'day everyone. Barkarati is now brought to you by Disruptor Marine Marketing, using AI to help your marine business grow. And our friends at Radix Nutrition, the most technically comprehensive nutrition products ever to exist. Unlock your potential with Radix. G'day listeners, welcome to Barkarati, the Sailing Podcast. My name's Jordan Spencer and it's that time of the week where we get to hang out with some really cool sailors. But of course I have to share the mic with my two idiot mates. So first off, let's welcome Mr. Brett Perry.
Greetings, Exalted One.
How are you, BP?
G'day. Cool sailors as an understatement for this one. But hey, I've got to say, persistence is the prize. So I win for trying to get him on.
Yeah.
He's been super busy.
Yeah.
Super busy.
And it doesn't help that we only give him really narrow time windows to do it. So he's very gracious to have our guest on. And
it's not about us, remember?
Yeah. Let's bring in the other bloke.
He had a voice that could make a
We heard the laugh too then
purr.
by us too. So I think a few people might have picked up on it straight away.
Hey, buddy.
Just got back from last week in NZ.
Mm-hmm.
Just got back on Friday.
Bloody hell.
And possibly could have been the 3 best weather days ever
In New Zealand.
in New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ever.
All in a row.
Well, you got to get down to Nelson. That's what you got to do. Sunny.
Not a bad place, I'm going to say, when it's like that. Kind of ran into a few of the stalwarts of the sport. A few friends of the show, actually.
Yeah.
Ran into the team.
It's
New
not
Zealand
hard
guys.
these days.
It's
Team
amazing.
New Zealand guys down at the pavilion. Good to catch up with them. So bloody good. And now getting prepared to go to Mets.
Yeah,
So-
Mets. It's a good trade show. A fantastic trade show.
It's a good one.
It's a great one. And everybody on the Qantas plane to the Netherlands this week will be going to Mets. I can tell you that for a fact.
Put it this way: if you're on the flight, the Emirates flight Saturday night, Dubai Sunday, you'll be seeing myself and Neil Cox in the Gold Lounge. So come on by.
They've got 2 invitations each.
That's not happening. There's no way they put you and Coxie on a plane together. Oh.
Well, yeah. What a coincidence, eh?
What a coincidence. Yeah. Oh, dear. All right. Well, I've got to
talk
say,
about
boys,
coincidence.
what do you got?
Let's get on with it.
Oh, okay. I do want to add, though, because I've been working my ring off for the last 3 months, and I had the date and time of Thursday night circled this last Thursday just gone as to where I might be back to able to work at a normal capacity. So very happy about that. And that date finished off. I also was at a trade show and, going to Mets. How many people are into sailing and all the Barkarati people coming out? It was really hilarious. You're going to a trade show for nothing related to sailing and there's sailors everywhere. It's a good community we have, a bloody good community.
Like it.
Yeah.
We should start a yacht club. There you go.
Idea number 42 for the day.
So I'm going to rip into bringing in our guest because obviously...
You're going to rip into him?
Rip into him, no, but bringing our guest. Been on the show once before, episode 121 from memory, but this one is less about him, more about what he's doing now. And Barkarati is really interested in the growth of the sport, how to make it better, promote pathways, do all that sort of stuff. And this guy is a classic club, grew up a young kid bumming around in a club, went on to be Olympian, world champion, multiple gold medalist, pro sailor, and now has flipped it all and given back into the sport, and he's taken a role as CEO of Australian Sailing, and it's a great joy to have him join the show, and a bloke we just treat as a mate. Now we have to treat with respect, so this is going to be a difficult conversation for us, but welcome to Barkarati, Mal Page. How are you, mate?
I'm very well. I'm not expecting respect. So.
You demand it. You demand respect.
Yeah, I know how that'll go if I do. So,
mate, it's all good. Feel free to vent.
Yeah.
No,
thanks for having me. It's great to be back.
Yeah,
it's good to see you, boys.
Yeah, good to see you, mate.
Bloody oath.
I do want to I've got a whole bunch of questions, but I know you've been doing the 16 stuff a bit lately, back into the world of the 16s. And I just want to check, was it Dransfield Day yesterday in the 16s? Is that
again? Zoe Dransfield, I think the fastest of the Dransfields, was leading all the race, but Tyler managed to steal it off her on the finish line.
Amazing.
So Zoe did remind me after racing that it's the first time Tyler's beaten it this season. So that'll make the dinner table a little bit interesting.
It's like the old Brighton Sicklift days where the Higgins boys and the Baker sisters were always sort of having great battles.
Neck and neck.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's good to see. Is that a scar on your forehead there, bud?
It is. Yep. I took on a D2 yesterday in a jive drop, and we only had about 18, 20 knots at that time with the big rig up. So it was a smart choice.
Yeah.
Just get in, sit down, hold on, and shut up, right?
We should actually do something on the 16s because it's an interesting class, and they're doing it right at the moment. The 16s
I think they are.
Yeah, they're doing it really, really well, and it's another one with 3 people sailing on board, like we talked about the Sharpies last week, and that sort of fun element. And it's one we should have a show on. We mentioned at the start, your sort of history, but what I'm interested in, you've taken on this role with Australian Sailing. So one, congratulations, Mal. I don't think anyone has just gone, oh shit, that's not a good choice. I can't think of anybody that would say that. So, very popular choice. So that's a good thing. You've done the tour of a lot of yacht clubs, Mal, over the last month or two just to work out the scenario. I want to ask or get from you, what are the most asked questions or the most raised topics that you picked up on that tour?
No, for sure. Look, at the Aussie tour was awesome. It was well worth doing. Obviously, Australian Sailing is a national organisation. We're one of the sports that took on what they call one sport model. So basically one system within Australia, not having your state bodies or your federated model. So getting out and meeting a lot of those staff was very important. But most important was obviously meeting the clubs and the community. And there was sort of 3 major topics that popped up when I was going around. It was, what do we get for our affiliation? So it's that good old chestnut, they want to see value and help from the sport, which I think is obviously very important. I see sort of, in Australia, the roles that we've all got to play is very important. If you think that the sailors right in the middle of the pie, then on that outside, there's sort of 3 major areas, which is your classes, your clubs, and of course us as the national governing body. So, but we've got to work together. So that was, that was one of the questions that came through. The other part that I heard a lot was, I guess, help around youth area. How do we keep growing the sport? That
pathways, right?
Pathways, yeah, exactly. And I don't necessarily mean high performance pathways when that comes up. Of course, there's going to be some that want to do that, but how do we secure the future of our club in a way? If we have a young, healthy teenage group that maybe get into the young adulthood that are going to stay in the sport, then we know they're going to be there in the long run. And you see a lot of the clubs that maybe their average age is increasing, so that's something they're recognising and trying to turn around. And the other piece that I saw often. The other piece that I saw often, get my words out right, was storytelling. Well, that's what I classified it as, and it was sort of broken into different areas. Clubs are saying, help us market, help us get out there, or alternatively, what are other clubs, what are success stories out there that we're trying to fix? So case studies. So I see that's a real role that Australian Sailing can take on, that can make those connections. For example, we got a call from John Bertrand, of course, the great man, a couple of weeks back, and said, Royal Brighton, my club, the Commodore there, they want to be the premium on Melbourne, and they really like what Manly 16's doing. Can you arrange a visit? And I went, yes, of course. And sure enough, that's happening this Friday.
Wow.
So, I think that's a great way we can connect. Australian Sailing's role is to sort of connect all those clubs and show good examples of good practices. Mm-hmm. And, why not plagiarise off each other? I think it's, working together is going to be way easier to, addressing all our issues than trying to do it independently or in a competitive sense in that way.
It's an interesting model, the 16s model. I mean, it's very successful in Sydney. Obviously, the boat plays a big part in that, and the boats that are being used in specific areas. Do we see that as a little bit of a sort of a stepping stone, if you like, or maybe a holdback, trying to work out what fleets work in each areas and trying to uniform it a bit? Or it's a big thing, isn't it? Always has been.
Well, of course, Manly 16 was the club that I did a lot of, certainly went and joined it in my teenage years, and I've been a member since. So I think I'm definitely in excess of 35 years now as a member there. But they've got a very simple model. And so they only do double-handed classes or double-handed plus classes because they believe that obviously that camaraderie process and sharing, even when the kids sense, an older kid will teach a younger kid how to be the crew, and then they step into the skipper role and keep passing it forward. Yeah. So they just do Manly Juniors, Flying 11s, 13-foot skiffs, 16s.
Yeah. So
that's what all Manly 16 does. And, that model has worked obviously very well. When it comes to the 16 piece, yes, this is again my opinion, when it comes to skiff racing, it's very healthy, but the boats are quite easy to maintain. They're quite easy to lift. I always enjoy that whole bit of, teamwork. So 3 people, getting that coordination's always good fun. But also just the 200 piece, I think makes it a little less complicated. So you can see a lot of females starting the 16s now, certainly in the skipper role. We just talked about Zoe Dransfield, kicking all of our butts at the moment. And, Sarah down at St. George won the Nationals a couple of years back. Yeah. And, I think that's great to see. But also you're seeing females in the 2 trapeze roles as well, quite often in the bow, with a big burly bloke normally in the middle to make up the weight. But, I think the type of boat is allowing that, diversity, which I think is really, really important as well. And I think also certainly the successful skiff clubs are quite financial too, and they've got a great model of supporting the sailor. So, with your start and finish money or with some prize money, in some ways it can actually run your boat for that year. So when you're a young sailor that's, probably just finished uni and starting out in work, and how you meant to go and afford these boats, but the clubs are really supporting them to get in, and they actually, within a few years, can actually own that boat and then step up and keep stepping up towards a new one. I think it's a great model, and it's creating that. When I say ownership, it's actually they care for the boat too. They know it's their boat, and I think that's part of the success as well.
It's just on the 16 piece, just there, you said something about the 2 people on the wire. It goes back to the point that both Bicey and BP said last week about the Sharpie, because you've got one on the wire on the Sharpie, and they both made it quite clear that the sheet hand on a Sharpie does nothing and is quite lazy. And so you'll be able to have that other person doing a bit more work, which is cool. But no, it's an interesting model. I actually hadn't clicked on the whole no single-handers at Manly 16. And I like that idea, not to criticise single-hander sailing in any way, but I understand why they do it, because there's so much more development, and that camaraderie, it keeps you coming back. It's exactly right, Pagey.
I think part of the reason why they take that model too is Manly Yacht Club is physically next door, and they've, in their junior classes, they've focused on single-handed. So it's a good way that the 2 clubs can, because they're physically next to each other, actually work together within the sport and assist each other. So if you want to do single-handed sailing, go next door. If you want to do double-handed, they send them back to the skiff club. So that works quite well in that sense.
Reminds me back in the day, boys. Hold fast trainer.
Of course it does.
Rainbow. Sharpie.
The South Australian.
Unfortunately, two of those boats. Well, the Rainbow's coming back, of course.
Yeah.
As we know, bring back the Rainbow.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest. Go on, boss.
No, the whole just again the camaraderie piece is massive. Sailing with mates, having a good time.
I think that's,
and like you say, it's not
key.
necessarily about the high performance, but just getting people on the water having fun.
That's exactly how I fell in love with the sport. You know, I came from non-sailing parents, obviously very supportive, but, you know, older brother had a mate at school who sailed, and that's how we fell into it. And, you know, it was just, when you make a commitment to your sailing partner, you got to turn up and be there. And I think it was nice having someone else in the boat with me to have a little yarn and talk about one of the things that was brought up a few times over the years of doing bar karate was the loss of that sort of adventure feeling. You know, that getting out on the water and being a part of nature and being taught about that, and then, you know, going from A to B a bit, or just doing something that's not necessarily aimed at winning races. It's more about getting out there and doing it. And we just talked about camaraderie and all that sort of stuff, but it's also that element, and maybe that is a definite, you know, focus. The best feeling I still have today is when you push off from the beach, if, you know, in a dinghy or if in a yacht, you push off from the dock. You know, just that going out and, you know, enjoying what our sport brings is pretty special. Yeah. And I reckon also, you know, this is a shout out to the parents out there, that sailing is an amazing sport for teaching your kids good values.
So true.
And
100%.
You know, you got to look after equipment, you got to look after your teammate, you got to respect Mother Nature. Hopefully they respect mum and dad as well. But
you got to commit to your teammate too.
Yeah,
it's a big one.
So all those things, and, you know, and then going out there and making decisions yourself, not like other sports that have sidelines and a referee over you adjudicating you and stuff like that. Sailing's just that little bit more free. I'm sure there's other sports out there that are the same.
Yeah.
I hate to do a question. Imagine a horse.
Yeah.
Talking back. But anyway, but I think, you know, sailing just brings. I think it's a great, as I say, it's a great university. I wish you could put it on your CV a bit more.
I 100% agree.
I do too.
You're so right. So, you know, one of the things when I'm coach is, you know, if you're coaching youngsters and the parents come up to you, how they make it. The sentence I always say: let them go sailing, make it fun. The more they sail, the naturally better they're going to be. You don't need to be smashing sort of things like little techniques in. You just want to get them out there having fun. And then I remember doing a talk once where had a bunch of young kids, and I said this thing. I said, you know, to the kids, how cool are your parents that they trust in you so much, because sailing a boat is far harder to do than drive a car. And these young kids, your parents believe it. Legally, they can't let you drive a car, but they believe in you that much. They know how good you are as kids, and they put you out on a sailing boat, you know. So that's how much they value you and your abilities, kids, and, you know, how good are your parents. And so just sort of change that narrative.
Can you say that to my eldest for us? and actually, well, she's going to hit a teenage year soon. So can you actually remind her too when that comes around?
Soundbite 23 minutes.
There'll be a small charge, Mal.
No worries.
No, we're doing it for free.
It could be a good investment.
Yeah. One of the things, Paigey, we get at our show is there's some seriously passionate people in the sport of sailing that are doing, you know, they're putting in hundreds of hours, or they're coming up with ideas, and they reach out, and we get emails from lots of them throwing ideas at us and talking about things. And on your tour, I'm guessing you met a few, and I'm intrigued as to whether you got any crazy ideas or new ideas where you just sort of went, wow, I hadn't thought of that.
Oh, yeah, by all means. By all means, I get advice all the time. But I guess that's the cool bit of the sport, isn't it? You know, people are passionate about it.
Yeah.
And long as it's done in a respectful way, I'm certainly here to listen, and I'd like to think all of the staff is. And I guess that's one of the things that, do I say Australian sailing's got to change in that way? Like, I don't know if it is actually about changing. It's about probably getting that perception out there that we're really here to help the clubs. You know, clubs are our members. but ultimately we're trying to deliver that to the sailor. That's our common goal. So that's the ultimate piece for me, is that's we're here to help. And that, so obviously I would say Australian Sailing's got to remember what role we play. We're the national governing body, and obviously we are the body that reports back into World Sailing and deals with all the rules and what the race officer standards are and all those officiating pieces. Obviously we've got a big governance and integrity part we've got to play within the sport, which, is coming even more prominent in sports these days, the way society's going. So that's back into that government piece. And obviously even to that government piece from a funding perspective, that's very important. And I think that's something that Australian Sailing has done very well for quite a long time. I know from a governmental standpoint, we're considered a great sport, a good pin-up sport, that they show how things should be done and plans. But an area that we need to focus on is definitely now back into that club environment and really build that strong relationship. And I think we have an amazing opportunity with 2032. In some ways that only comes 100%. Around a lifetime. For us guys, we're lucky enough to say it's probably we're going to get 2 home Olympic Games in a lifetime. But it's and when I say that, of course, there's going to be some opportunities for some of the sailors to go and win glory in home waters, and in front of your home crowd would be incredible. But more importantly, it's an opportunity to build that piece I just talked about, the officiating side within our sport. I see some of the best race officers in Australia still from the Sydney Games. So here is an opportunity to build another generation, and to help us roll on for another 25 plus years after the Brisbane Games. So I think that's a great way to push the energy back into that. And it's back to that one of the messages I heard around the place is that youth segment. And I think Australia getting back into the youth games, sure, it's not a single bullet, but it's certainly a carrot within that segment that, it's so cool that we're back in there. The team only just recently got announced, and they'll be off to Portugal in sort of middle of December to represent the country.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I know, BP, you're a big fan of us not going to the youth games, weren't you?
What? It's a good one to come back on, though, going to Portugal youth games. And when you look at the names of the people that did those youth games and where they still are in the sport, it's a real precursor to superstars. So it is good. So obviously in the role that you fill, mate, you've got a lot of, like everyone's Pagey's the boss now, but in reality you answer to just a lot more people, because obviously you've got the clubs, all the members, you've got to answer to the board, you've got to answer to sponsors, you've got to, there's just, it's a big job.
Kind of like our Prime Minister.
Why are you bringing me down, Jordan?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to get to the fact that the board, like there's a direction, so there's a plan that you've got to work to. That's your job, is to create and administer a plan. And I'm interested what the priorities that you've been given are.
Well, I think we've already gone through them. Of course, there's the 2032 strategic plan that's been in place for some time. Mm-hmm. And obviously, a lot of sports have that for the Brisbane Games coming up as the carrot. But it's, we're by then we're looking to have gender equality within the sport, so 50-50. So that's been a huge focus, and a lot of government grants that have been coming through to us as to drive that. Mm-hmm. So that's a big piece. And of course,
sport's doing that. Our sport is doing it. I hope the females feel that, but I honestly feel like it's starting to really happen. Equality in the sport.
Well, from a data standpoint, we have gone from, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, 32% participation, and now we're 35 already this year.
It's still slow.
So there's some data proving that it is, swinging in the right direction.
That's Australia or global?
Australia.
Right. Yeah, that's phenomenal. That's awesome.
So we've still got a way to go to get to the 50% mark or the target.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, we're also trying to increase numbers of the participation within the sport. So, yeah.
Touching on it really. Sorry, go on.
But I was going to say, the other thing I heard when I was out there is, what do we get for our affiliation? So,
yes.
Australian Sailing's responsibility is, we've got all our targets of what we want to achieve, which certainly, most likely align with all the clubs. But we've really got to get back to, how do we get effective with the club, or understand what we're trying to do, and then how do we get effective with them? And with that, we're going to drive respect within the community. So, that's that piece of really trying to connect back into the sport and grow it, assist. It reminds me of a meeting I had at the CYCA just recently. I walk into that club, and obviously they're our top affiliated, so cost-wise, one of the top affiliated clubs. Obviously, they've got the Rolex City to Hobart race, probably the most popular and the only event in our sport that probably has crossed into the general public.
5-0 Worlds, Pagey, don't forget them. They sit above.
Of course, the ones we did together,
that's right.
But
it's still famous footage. I mean, it's on the photo of Jordan's in the toilet at the Adelaide Sailing Club.
Yeah, right.
Now, go on.
But anyway, we're sitting down with them, and I actually think I even had an open line along the lines with, "You guys are so good at what you do. I'm not sure how much assistance we can provide apart from that governance piece and keeping you rolling." And then they actually went through their priority list, the top 5 priorities for this year, and it was like actually there's stuff there that align exactly with what we're trying to do. So I think we can help each other, and we just talked about the women in our sport and the gender, and that was one of the items they really want to push. And we had a meeting with them and recently, and the outcomes are, I think, really solid that we can go, and believe it or not, some of the outcomes was to work with some of the other yacht clubs on Sydney Harbour to do it together instead of try to fight each other, which I thought was a really positive mindset, and certainly from Australian sailing perspective, the way to go about it. And it even reminded me when I was at the CY at the Solstice dinner. I was the guest speaker there just recently, and one of the ladies came up after saying, "Oh, that was so great. I don't know anything about sailing. I want to have a go." And I'm like, "Well, you're at the right club." Because they've got this program that's starting to how to get you into the sport, and it's initially through the Wednesday afternoon twilight, going with friendly boats that help make it a good experience, make it a positive experience, and then show them the steps into the sport to become. Obviously, the CYCA's focus is become ocean races. So I reckon that'd be a great story if you could follow that lady all the way through.
Yeah, definitely. So it's kind of the point I wanted to make a second ago was we talked about the youth and the grassroots and the adventure and getting the younger generation in. But the part of Australian sailing and part of the club's role, and especially bigger boats, is to promote the adult sort of stuff and not forget that there are people out there who want access to sailing who never have, like your new friend you've got there. That's obviously got to be high focus as well. So the one I want to sort of mention was, obviously we've got Sydney, we've got CYCA, we've got Squadron, we've got all these magnificent clubs here in Sydney. Obviously, when you move over to Perth and Adelaide, and you've got some magnificent clubs there too. Trying to make sure that they're all on the same wavelength is going to be part of what we're trying to achieve. Is that what I'm sort of getting?
Actually, I'll give you a really good example on that. The Derwent Sailing Squadron, when I was visiting them, they actually, one of the most amazing comments is like, they said, "We're actually very happy with the affiliation fee we pay. All we want Australian Sailing to do is to support that off the beach volunteer run club with those funds, because they're the heartbeat of our sport."
Yep.
And of course, obviously for their situation, they'd like to think if they get those youth people growing up in the sport, they're going to end up buying a boat that they'll moor at their yacht club, or sailing squadron as they're called. But the other example of the DSS as well was that they actually have an affiliation with the Sandy Point Sailing Club, which is very much volunteer run off the beach dinghy club, and they do a lot of administration work for them, share resources when they get regattas, and obviously assist wherever from a physical, rigging area standpoint whenever that's required to, because they're an off the beach club. But I thought that was a great way of showing how the big dog in the scenario can help the little one, and it makes the sport healthier in the long run.
Yep.
That'd be important because, my passion, where I love being, I don't fantasize about being down at CYC, in all honesty. I like being at the beach and boardy sort of club, where you got your thongs on. And sorry for the American listeners if you've got a bad visual there, but if you got, you're on the beach, you're just off the beach, dinghies, beers, chats, mates, barbecues, it's those little clubs, the heart and soul of our sport, I reckon, and that's where my passion lies, in those little clubs.
Where I started to, Huddersfield Sailing Club. Mum was in the kiosk. Dad was pulling up and down flags. Didn't know what he was doing. But pulling up and down, and
Dad's put the wrong flag up again. Look.
Yeah.
Oh, Pagey, you've done it again.
Oh, it's
Not that red and white one.
no.
Pagey parents, it's a great one. One of the great things about you, apart from that whole journey, like as you said, that little club sailor where you grew up and you've gone right through, you've done a couple of trips overseas in your career. So you've got a full network globally. So this is a global show. We go to a massive number of people around the world. I'm wondering if, we're talking about Australian sailing, but you can share and learn from other nations. And I reckon you're probably one of the better placed people because, one, you're respected, but at a global level. So I'm interested, have you got any sort of ideas that have come from offshore or could go offshore?
Well, firstly, the timing of this meeting, I think today will be the last day of the World Sailing Annual Conference.
Yep.
And, we've probably, from all the different committees, I'd say we'd have an excess of 10 people that have gone to Ireland for this week of the conference. So I think that just shows that Australia is really well connected from an international standpoint. There was not so many going that I didn't go, which was that was great. Didn't need that trip in there as well. But I've already connected with Sarah, the CEO of the RYA. I've connected with Charlie, the US Sailing Association CEO. And I've already connected with the CEO of Yachting New Zealand, so the new guy, Steve Armitage.
Yep.
And when I connected with Steve, we were talking away on Teams or whatever it was, and he goes, "You know what? I think we need to work together. I want to come out and visit you guys." So as of about 10 days ago, he was here and he spent 3.5 days out in Australia, and we went around to some of the yacht clubs in Sydney, and he even arrived on a Sunday to watch some racing. And then, met with the yacht clubs, and we met with 5 different clubs in Sydney just to sort of show the different flavour of what's going on here. He met with all of our department heads, and we talked about how basically everything, apart from high performance, everything that we do within our sport, we're aligned, and we're all probably duplicating it.
Yeah,
so why aren't we sharing it more?
Yeah.
We're going to help each other, make our resources go further. So we've now got that connection there with our cousins across the ditch, and even the high performance unit is looking to do more training and work together, or I guess a bit more formalisation around that. And one of the examples of that was the Niner Palm Beach series they had up at Hamilton Island Race Week as well, when they had the two countries training together and racing together.
Yep.
But the high performance unit can use that, especially the opportunity they have over the next 7 years with the LA Games only being a short flight across the Pacific away. The Europeans will think it's miles for them to go to the west coast of the US, and then of course Brisbane, the one after. Let's use this next opportunity, this next 7 years, to really build on that. And wouldn't it be great if it was the Antipodeans fighting for the gold medal and not those Euros or whatever across the 2 games.
On the other side of it, obviously they're the big players. Have you thought about, or have you had any comms with the smaller nations that are looking at sort of upping their game?
I guess the invitation is out there. I'd love to talk to anybody and everybody. Very, very happy to share, because there's always going to be some nuggets out there, and maybe we have some that can share with them. So that's a great invitation, Brett, and very happy to connect. No, I haven't up to this point.
Yeah, sure. It's only early days though. We can't rush you.
Australia and New Zealand, we're little players, mate. We're the underdog.
The underdogs, exactly.
Battlers, we're the battlers.
Hey, Paige, you mentioned earlier about the World Sailing Conference. What are the conversations they're having over there, and what's your feedback? Is it visionary as essentially what I'm listening to right now, as you are, or the Australian sailing in that regard?
World sailing that'd be very difficult for it to be visionary, because you've got so many different cultures coming together. I know people say, is this role political? And yeah, sure it is, without a doubt. But that's within an Australian culture. Can you imagine world sailing when you've got to bring all those different cultures together, all those different point of views? And of course, some people do come in and want to push their own barrow instead of looking above and seeing what's best for the sport.
Seeing what their barrow can supply rather than trying to fill their own barrow. Yeah, I get you.
Exactly. So there's going to be those issues going on. It's a difficult role. And I know when I worked for World Sailing, that's, even with my athletes commission days back for World Sailing, I saw those things happening, and it is difficult to keep that vision, and then it is difficult sometimes for some people to do it. So it's going to be difficult. But I think the hot topics over there at the moment, certainly from an Olympic standpoint, is the scoring and what the IOC has been saying, and it is certainly something that our sport needs to address. I personally think it's important that we stay in the Olympic Games, and if we don't work to try to get that little more eyeballs on it, that could be an issue for us long term. From an Australian sailing perspective, about somewhere 60-65% of our funding is for higher performance that we get from the government. So that just shows how big the pie is here. I think it's inspirational for our kids, but when you think about Australia, if we don't have a big base, a big community part, we're not going to get the slingers and the Richichis and the Parkinsons and the Ashbys, etc., without having a good base, strong base, big community. But the other big thing happening at World Sailing too, I think, is the Paralympic angle. We've got to,
Yeah, sure.
I think it's important for our sport. We've got to keep fighting to try to get back into the Paralympics. Yep. Obviously, 2032 is the next one there, and I'm looking forward to hear the results of what went on over there. So I think they're two sort of big issues that are sort of in the headlights. But then, of course, you're going to have all the everyday stuff, from the rules administration to the classes to the committee meetings to the council, and then of course the AGM. And I know they've got two positions to fill on the World Sailing Board, which will influence the direction of the sport. Obviously, one sadly through a death, another one who resigned. So yes, it'll be interesting how that plays out. And if my memory's right, that will happen, tonight for us when they wake up in Europe.
Well, I'm just looking at the Australian Sailing website now, looking at all the different divisions and areas that just sits under our banner. So I'd shudder to think of what it looks like from a world sailing point of view.
Yeah, but look, I would say the majority of people still go there with the right mindset and to do the right thing. Although we did talk about personalised barrows that they're pushing, but the amount of look at the volunteers in our sport. It's incredible. It's incredible from that level right down to your motorboat driver today on the water. So
exactly.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things I wanted to sort of clear up whilst we've mentioned during the show. For overseas listeners, if you're looking at coming to the Brisbane Olympics and you want to train and campaign, just to advise, this is Australia, so Townsville and the Whitsundays, you're about 1,350 kilometres. It's about a 15-hour drive if you think you're landing at Brisbane Airport and you're going to be near to the training grounds for the 32 Olympics, it's not quite. It's like driving from Brussels to Warsaw. If you're based in Europe,
Brussels.
It's a fair distance apart. Just wanted to clarify that. Then I want us to go back. You're talking about big clubs. The RQ, the most popular day of sailing is WAGs, which I find interesting. So that entry level stuff. So I think that's pretty important. I'm interested from your perspective though on your little Aussie tour. What was the most obscure or remote club you visited, Pagey?
Look, I only went to capital cities.
Yep. So Perth.
So Perth, exactly, the most remote city in the world. Actually, while I was in Perth, because I was trying to coordinate it where the state awards were, and I managed to do that in WA. But some of the, let's say, obscure clubs came to town. So does that count?
Yeah. I'm interested. That's what I'm trying to find out. Yeah.
Yeah, Geograph Bay and stuff. They travel over around about 1,000 kilometres just to come in to be there for that awards night. So we had a coffee meet and greet for about an hour and a half with the four little clubs that had made that trek in.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting, hearing from them and what their challenges are. And one of the most obvious thing was how they operate, because I guess coming from a big city, you think about the locals and how that's just a week in week out scenario across summer, but they actually work a lot more on the holiday sequence and when people will come in there for Christmas time or whatever period it might be, and how they've got to capture them and do learn to sails and etc. So that was something quite unique. And one of the other stories was when I went to Darwin, hearing about the, I'm going to get my pronunciation wrong here, but Goth Yacht Club, which is about a day's drive from Darwin. And you need to get on a ferry.
Give or take or two.
To it. Yeah. and of course, you're competing, with the crocodiles whenever you go launching and go sailing.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, so
brings a whole new meaning to the Croc Classic, doesn't it,
Certainly does.
Townsville.
Good incentive to stay upright.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the joys of Australia for the overseas listeners. Whilst we do say, Darwin, Croc area, Townsville, where the Olympics are, it's crocs. But you're not going to get bitten, right? You've got to be pretty unlucky to get bitten, and they'll be chased away anyway. So don't stress about that sort of stuff. But
they'll be chased away by the croc.
And don't let that little soundbite from Jordan scare you too much.
But like Geograph Bay, if you're coaching in Geograph Bay, one of your instructions is you to put the randomness into it. Every time a flying fish lands in your boat, tack. And that's the thing with Geograph Bay, which is a beautiful.
Instead of blowing a whistle, tack.
Flying fish in the boat, tack. It is just a glamour little spot, grass, beautiful grass area, then onto the beach, and then just great location to go for a yacht. So that's one of the joys from your role, Pagey, where you get to see all this whole life of sailing, because it's so diverse. People are out there cruising, people adventuring, the extreme racing that we've just seen with the Transat Cafe L'Or, the double-handers, the Hobart, all the kids racing, the extreme racing that is Sharpie sailing, the 16s, it's such a great sport.
It's a sport for life too.
For life, yeah.
For life,
yeah. And so, I think the thing that jumped out to me was what you said at the start. It's around the promotion piece. I think people have come to you about that promotion, and I think that's it. We need to be proud of our sport. I shared a house when I was at uni with a bloke who was the vice captain of the Australian lacrosse team, and he used to take the piss because I was dead serious about my sailing in those days. And
what was his name?
Batman.
Batman. Oh, we all know Batman.
You do know him well. Robert Lawson was his name. Great guy. Batman. Great guy. His nickname he had a lot of nicknames. Henry Lawson, obviously, but Batman. But anyway, we used to have this debate about sport. Because we're both mad. We're all sporty mates. Everyone in the house was into sport. And he used to say, "Oh, it can't be a sport if you take an esky out with you while you're doing it." And so, but we've got to be proud of what our sport is at every level. And every level's valid is sort of my view. However you take on the sport, it's valid. I'm interested. If you're building like Tom from Ronston making the Frankenstein boats down in Victoria. Makes me so happy, he's cruising dinghy he's done, and he takes his kid over to get pies at the pie shop on the other side of the bay, it's just, that sort of stuff just makes me happy as much as when you were winning golds, Pagey, it was just, and watching you carry the flag, mate, it's just so cool.
Without a doubt. And I hear what you're saying there, mate, and I'm exactly the same. I'm a sailing junkie.
Yeah.
Very happy to go out again today.
Yeah.
in whatever form that might be today.
Yeah. Pagey, we've sort of actually already recorded the outro for the show, just so you know. We've been busy this morning, so there's something that's going to come up. We do mention in the outro that the Admiral's Cup notice of race is out. If we were looking at starting a yacht club.
We've got our flag.
Would we be able to affiliate with Australian Sailing before we actually have any members?
What's the process?
It'll be called Barkarati Sailing Club.
There is those sort of scenarios that are affiliated with Australian Sailing. Right. So there's one in Melbourne that I found out just recently that is in someone's backyard. Got a little clubhouse and they're affiliated. So,
our yacht club's actually on a barge.
On a barge? It's a mobile yacht club.
It can move around, mobile. We're a mobile club. Yeah.
It's got an esky and 3 lazy boys on it.
But
lazy boys are seats, by the way.
I've got people who can look out for that for you and give you the process, and I'm sure we won't charge you a lot.
No. Special. Have we got a deal for you?
Have we got a deal for you?
No.
We might fly the flag or something.
So, in terms of if we're sort of coming to the end of our time, so I do want to try and sort of make it valid. In terms of success for you, Pagey, what do you personally see as success? So, because I think every listener and every sailor is probably that's the key thing they want to hear. What
I want to see healthy youth. I want to see those numbers going up. I want to see us go better at the Olympic Games. Mm-hmm. We've probably been on a slow decline, probably since London being the peak. So we've got to turn that around. And obviously Brisbane's, I think, a great little carrot to do that. I am really excited about a thing called Sail Lab, which is a STEM program that Australian Sailing has written through Jess Lund, who Jess was she was Jess Eastwell then, but she was part of the London match racing team. She didn't get qualified, but she's a science teacher, and with the WA government funding, we've and her expertise, obviously being a science teacher, we've driven a full syllabus from year 5 to year 12 for schools, which clips onto the core subject of science and provides, I guess, the STEM education using sailing as the sport behind it. And we're just about to launch it nationally. Sport's sort of been built over the last 18 months. So this to me is to get this into education, which I think is 100% the groundbreaking. And
I know we're getting towards the end of the show. I love that idea, and I've got to say, because in South Australia we are actually a part of the education department with our aquatic centre, their West Lakes Aquatic Centre, which some big names have come out of. And it's strange that I go around to other states and I don't see the actual students coming down to do what we have in Adelaide, which is similar to HSC in New South Wales. You can actually do your year 12 in a sailing sense. I don't see it anywhere else, and I think that is leading to that towards that.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. So I because I don't know what exact percentage of the population we have in our sport, but I have seen some data, and I think it's under 1% that sail
regularly
to the population of Australia. Yeah. So imagine getting Sail Lab into schools, what that could do for our sport.
100%.
And back to that piece, hey parents, what a great education piece this is. And look, maybe some of them might even get on to being a bum on a boat, but they will learn about our sport. They might get hooked on engineering. They might get involved in, sail GP or designing aeroplanes or hydrofoils or, there's so many spin-offs for this, and we're in conversation with the Navy at the moment about this. We're trying to get into education, tertiary education places.
100%. I'm a big fan of that. Big fan. I mean, Westlake's Conic Centre had David Higgins, had Sandy Higgins, had Brett Yardley, and then some of the people that came through, and I was an instructor there, but some of the people came through, Silas Nolan, Fletcher Kennedy, Ryan Godfrey, all these people are professionals in our industry.
Yeah, exactly.
From education department.
Yep. So I'm really excited about this, and I think it could be a real long-term changer for our sport. And I've already said this, but I want the clubs or the community to understand what Australian sailing does, respect what Australian sailing does, but that also means we have to be effective. So, but that's another job. big thing that I want to get out of Australian sailing. I think I just listed off 4, and I think if we can achieve that, we're going to be the sport will be in the upswing.
Well, Barkarati are going to help because we've been in chat, we've been in conversations with Salo for a bit, so we can come in and we're actually going to do a feature on them on the show because
nice.
We're in the same program. It's amazing what they're doing. So I've got.
So can I do a request actually?
A request.
To your
request.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah. We haven't got all the songs. We'll look through our catalogue.
It's BP's outro.
I don't sing and I don't dance because I can't.
We don't have that song.
But I would love to share a Australian Sports Foundation link that if the community wanted to get behind the Australian Youth Worlds team, because it's a self-funded model that's got us back in, and obviously the parents are footing the bill to get their little Johnny and little Mary there. And if the community wanted to put in $20, $50, $100, that'll go a long way to help get these kids to Portugal, and it's all tax deductible. So, if the community wanted to get behind that little objective for now, and I know that the regatta's only 6 weeks away, so we're going to be able to follow them in that silly season of December, and hopefully they do us proud.
So, just the link then, Pagey. So, Australian Sports Foundation, is that correct?
Yep, I'll share the link, and if you can whack it up there, or do I need to do that now?
No, that's fine, buddy. We'll sort it out. All good. We'll whack it up for you.
You got the technology?
Well, I don't know. We've got
someone does.
AI bots in the background.
To do it.
We got the bots now.
Yeah. Cool, mate. All right. Well,
awesome.
That's very cool. As I said, you've got the passion for the sport, so that's evident, and that's all we can ask for, And so if we can all work together, that's it. I think that's the message. If we could all just work together. We all can contribute in different ways, so let's do what we can as a team and just grow our sport because it is the university of life, sailing. So as I think you said at the start, so let's do that. But thanks for taking the time. I hope you can get to your nippers your daughter to nippers on time, buddy.
No. Well, the wife's already taken it now. Just can do the glory run.
Glory run. Yeah.
Bloody awesome. Hey, great to chat, mate, at last. I know you're busy and thanks for taking the time, but we'll be 100% in your back pocket supporting you, and if you need anything from us, just give us a yell.
I really appreciate it, guys. It was good fun.
Cheers, Pagey.
Well, legend is the word.
Me?
Look, we just mentioned off air.
Well done, Jordan.
Yeah. We've been talking about it off air. He's the absolute all-rounder, and this completes the circle, if you like. Yeah. The beauty is what he's going to put back in. Pagey, I've sailed against Pagey. I've sailed with him a couple of times. I on the water, he's
admired him from afar.
Absolute pro. What's that, mate?
Admired him from afar.
Oh, I admired him well.
From
that's
afar.
right. You can't help but admire any gold medalist, to be honest. Doesn't matter what country you're from.
From a
but
1K.
In saying that, it's going to be a really exciting period for Australian sailing, I think.
Hope so. Yeah. Exciting period for Barkarati at the moment too, boys. At the start of the show, avid listeners.
You mentioned something, didn't you?
Yeah. New sponsor. we've got to discuss it because obviously we've said many times in the past that we sort of knock back sponsorship that, we don't want a lot of the crap sponsorship that podcasts take on. We had the classic example.
Have you ever listened? Did you ever listen to some of those ones that get sent through?
Yeah.
Oh. No chance.
No chance. But anyway, this one, Disruptor.
With an A, Disruptor.
We're very cool. Disruptor Marine Marketing. They're here to help maritime companies. So we thought, like people based in the marine industry, it's a no-brainer. We certainly are interested in this company because one, it helps the industry. Obviously, because it's so high tech. That's where we shine in the high tech world.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that.
We just need a bit of polish. You see,
I struggled to plug my headphones in this morning.
Yeah, I can't believe I've got my camera working. But look, what it is actually, and we all know the marine industry. In general, if you look at the across the board, everyone's so busy. You've got your mobile phone in your pocket. You get a phone call. Now, is that a lead? Is that someone inquiring about business? Is that a potential amount work for me? And sometimes we get so busy that we forget to get back to them. And part of it is obviously managing these. And we've got various sort of platforms out there that try and help you. But this is marine based, so you can have your own back office working for you in the form of AI bots, and you can give it a go, and we can make sure we round up all them leads.
Have we got some AI bots working for us?
We've got them. They're on their way. Just marching in.
What sort of?
I can see them coming down the side of the house now,
waving their little flags.
I wonder if the AI bots are going to take our accent. You know how they learn from us? Like, is it our accent that's going to come on?
Could you imagine speaking to a Bicey AI bot?
Oh, mate, believe me, it's probably not right for right now. But put it this way, my personal AI bot, I've got to detone the bicisms sometimes.
But on a serious note, back to Disruptor Marine Marketing. .com.au. If you go to that website and press demo, you can get a free demo, put in your credentials and all your bits and pieces, and they'll work through with you to give you an idea of what the services is that they supply.
Oh, perfect.
And it will work for you because it's just automated, and you get home of a night time and you can have a quick browse of what's gone on during the day, and you won't miss any leads, and you'll have responses, and you'll have everything in play.
Yeah, so they set up a referral system. They guarantee to double your referral leads in 60 days, or you don't pay. So that's a good one. So that makes it simple. So effectively, what we've done by partnering with Disruptor here is that we've actually, one, it's going to help us sort our stuff out. Two, it means that you can concentrate on the task at hand that you're working on, and then you're not going to miss any of those leads, and you're going to take off. So there, obviously, if you like it. You can try it, you get as BP says, there's the demo you can try out. Just booked at Disruptor, DISRUPTA Marine Marketing, so one word. So Disruptor with an A.com.au. And then, if you've fallen behind, like you don't need to be smart with all the modern technology.
They look after it for you. That's the beauty of it.
I was going to say we do it. We did it, BP. But
we do it. Yeah, we do it. Bicey Bot does it. Bicey Bot.
Listen up, you pricks.
That'll be the go. That'll be the go. So everyone out there, all you people out there who are interested in this, you could get your own Bicey Bot.
Oh. How's the world ended up being a better place in such a short time? Like, it's wonderful. Oh. All right.
Very good. Marinemarketing.com.au. Okay. Get on board and have a go, demo it, and see what it does for you.
Yeah, we'd be interested to hear how it goes for you. But, hopefully we're helping. That's the goal. Bar Karate's always been about trying to help. And so now we can help the marine industry, and that feels good. So hopefully,
and not to mention one last thing, you do come onto the demo.
You're getting a kickback on this, people.
A Bar Karate little link there. So he'll give you special attention because he's come from us. So well done.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Mm. Cool. I feel good.
All right.
There's a warm fuzzy flowing down me at the moment. It might be that right. No. Right. Right. Other events. M32 World Champs are going to be kicking off in Miami in the US, 17 to 22 November. So that's good because there'll be some good racing on those. So that's one of interest.
Full fleet. I mean, it's just been hanging in there, hasn't it? It's just been, but the people that sail them absolutely love them.
Yeah. Lots of cool sailing. So it'll be a good one.
Need I mention the final team?
Oh no, you haven't, have you?
Mm-hmm.
And are you going?
And for those that no, I won't be going. But for those that listened to when I just did that little interview with Sarah, wife of John, and she explained what FYJ means, as in fuck you, John. You'll be seeing that on a mainsail. I'm not sure all the rest of the teams know what that is, but you do now.
Sponsored by FYJ.
Speaking of good sponsors, our friends at Harkin have got behind the International Youth Match Racing Champs. They're going to be taking place at Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club, which is a glamour spot. So it's a win-win-win for everyone there.
On the pit water.
Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful spot. If you haven't been up to Royal Prince Alfred Yacht Club, it's definitely one to go to. It's a great one. Good beer.
Good mates up there too. There's some bloody good people up there.
Some good people, yep. And some match racing, youth match racing, sponsored by our friends at Harkin. G'day team. So that's a good one. And then, boys, we haven't gone through it yet, but the notice of race has now been published for the 2027 Admirals Cup. Remember, we were going to start the Barcarati Yacht Club at one stage. That was one of the peter outs that we've had.
One of. So we wear our heart on our sleeves. That's what it is. We just think out loud, and we
just don't get around to doing shit.
No, we talk before we think. It's just like it's all these ideas. We're visionaries.
I'll rephrase it, boss. We do get around to doing shit, but we've just got so many other things we're trying to do. The priorities, they fall down a long list. So, But anyway, if we do reconstitute the yacht club, maybe we could enter the Admirals Cup. So we'll have to read the notice of race. But if you are, your club's
Colin Howard.
Well, you got the boat.
We got the boat. Yeah,
definitely got the boat. All right. So
I love the Admirals Cup. I'm excited for the next couple of years and beyond.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great for the industry. We're going to see some nice new designs, I think.
And I've heard a rumor, boys. I don't want to spread stories. I've heard a rumor. There's a boat being built. Django Barcarati.
Yep. Oh.
I'm yet to go in with that proposal, but hey, let's give it a crack.
Hey, you got to be in it to win it, right?
Costa Smeralda are being wiped, ready for the Mobile Yacht Club of Barcarati.
Can you
imagine?
Are
you guys really located on a barge?
I tell you,
three lazy boy seats and an esky.
It's like a fantasy that's just sitting here in the back of my head. Can you imagine a Barcarati team entered the Admirals Cup? Like as a little kid reading Australian sailing magazines as an 8-year-old, like just thinking about sailing, and now, we could end up doing that one day if we grow up. But
well, remember when we wanted to start the Barcarati Yacht Club and it's not the world's most expensive membership, but you were going to get a free carton of beer every month if you joined our yacht club.
Well, we made the beer.
A subscription service for beer.
It's $1,200 a year to be a member, and you just got a free carton of beer every month.
That's pretty decent, actually.
Yeah, and
that would cost us. We did just like everything else.
Well, if you're a member, we didn't do it because we didn't want to take membership away from local clubs.
Geez, we're kind.
That's right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just thinking ahead, aren't you?
All right, Jack Lloyd, listener of the week time. Obviously, in memory of our great mate Jack Lloyd. It's been a while now. It's been a sad, long while, but presented by our friends at Vycobi. Every month, they give a couple of $100 worth of gear away to the listener of the month, and we make that call on that listener of the month just before Vycobi finish their Black Friday sales. They're underway at the moment. So you might be able to get max your total dollar. That $200 might end up being worth about $400 worth of gear or something like that. So you really have got, what have we got? Another couple of weeks for you to get.
Yeah, this is the big one, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. So get your communications to us in.
And now that we've got the bots in the back office, they'll work through it.
Oh, can you imagine? Oh, my life.
Ridiculously.
Just like Wesley Bailey did from Townsville. So Wesley did send us a little note through.
He did.
Yeah, and it's a good one. And calling us out a little tiny bit, which is good. Hey, guys, love the show and your insights into sailing around Australia and the world. Not to mention the banner. Especially liked Bicey's recent interview of Sarah Desmond and had to share it with my wife, who was equally amused. There you go, Sarah.
Beautiful.
That's lovely. Maybe we could do special guest spots with Sarah. She could come in with all sorts of...
He would love it.
We could call it something like Sailing with Sarah.
Sailing with Sarah.
Yeah.
Shoreside with Sarah.
Oh.
Vodkas with Sarah.
Oh, there we go.
All right, stop.
Sangria?
Oh,
Sangria was
move
on. Have you heard you
Come
guys mention the Whitsundays as the venue for the 2032 Olympics? But you've not made any reference to Townsville playing a co-host role.
And there's the slap right there.
Yeah,
there's
boom.
the slap.
Both Townsville and the Whitsundays will be co-hosting the event in 32, and he wanted to remind us of what Townsville has to offer. The waters of Cleveland Bay have exceptionally consistent wind and only small tidal currents, with off-the-beach sailing generally held within half a mile of the shore. This is a fantasy, boys. The stand foreshore is a world-class public space combined with Kissing Point Parkland. BP, you're in your home. You'll be in paradise there.
Parkland, yeah. Anywhere to stay? No, I'm good.
But if you're going to sleep at the park with Kissing Point, it's just great.
Oh, back on to me, isn't it now? He was the last one that went missing. Hey? Who was the last one that went missing, and who was the last one who broke a racing rule?
Some things never die, BP. You're the original. You're the OG.
It's distraction. You've been following the laws of distraction.
Look, it's already well placed. So this is Kissing Point Parkline, or as we call it, BP's bed, is already well placed to provide an exceptional area for spectator viewing and seeing BP. The backdrops of Magnetic Island and Castle Hill will make great footage during the event, showcasing the area to an international audience. As the largest city in Australia north of the Sunshine Coast, Townsville is well serviced by shipping, marinas, accommodation, and airport. This is a fairly good ad. I wonder if he's
just having a look here on the map. Actually,
it's good. It's
spectacular.
Good. Yeah, it is good. Sailing conditions.
Been to Townsville?
I have. Sailing conditions are great, especially through March to November. So the Olympics fall into that over the winter months when much of the sailing of the southern region is scaled back, which is a great point. Great training. With these conditions, home to some great sailors, including current Australian champions in Sabos, NACRA F18s, Queensland champions for the Wasp, and Australian women's Olympic kite falling representative, all calling Townsville home. World's greatest, one of the top sailing navigators, a Townsville boy as well, as I think you boys will know.
Yes.
If any of your listeners are keen to participate in off-beach sailing in Townsville, they may want to check out the Croc Classic Kite Falling Regatta, late June, North Sail Youth Clinic and Regatta, July school holidays.
Trying to come out with something for that one.
It's quite a not contradiction is the wrong term, but one croc, and we're not talking about the footwear croc, but we could easily turn it into that. But kite falling, make sure you're on your foils.
If you're passing by and feel like an off the beach sail, give it a go.
North Queensland Sprints Regatta and Magnetic Island Marathon King's Birthday Long Weekend in October. So we'd love to host you guys in Townsville.
This is the paragraph I want you to read loud and clear.
Okay, so we would love to host you guys in Townsville and possibly have a float in the pool with a brisket on the smoker. There you go, from Wes Bailey. How about that for an email? So good on you for holding us accountable. That's a good one. And
bots are jumping up and down in the background. You should see them. They're waving their flags and carrying on.
So that's a good one. So good email. So and Vycobi Black Sale, jump on it. Black Friday sale.
Black Friday. I was chatting to Pat a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just our monthly catch up or so.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're going to have to check out the new social media ads. He's all over it. The Vycobi ads. They're good. Check it out.
It has good stuff.
He's doing good.
It's a partnership that we love. You know, that's the great joy of being so selective in the people that we accept sponsorship from is that, it's just easy and it's fun. And obviously with Pat's money, we give it all straight through to the listener. We don't take a cent out of it ourselves. So happy days.
Happy days.
We should be called Santa Claus. Santa Barkeratic.
Oh, idea number 7 for the day.
I'll jot that down.
Put that in. Can you put that in the tray?
What clause?
The ideas tray.
What clause? We'll call it the Santa Claus moving forward in any of our discussions.
Oh, no, I'm leaving.
Oh, dear.
On that note.
It's hot time with Bice.
Oh, she's hot time, all right. Hot time. Summer's upon us.
Bloody hot yesterday.
But not where the World Sailing conference is at the moment. Up in Ireland.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be so bad. I could see you joining World Sailing as an administrator, Jordan Spencer.
I can too, actually.
Yeah, I can't believe they haven't reached out.
I reckon they secretly have. He's just not telling us.
I hadn't thought of it. Oh, dear.
So what have they done? Oh, made a few appointments. We don't want to bore many with that. They've announced the Yacht Sailor of the Year.
Yes.
And different teams of the year. Charlie Darlin and Justine Matreau win the World Sailor of the Year award.
Well deserved for both of them, I feel.
And Nicholas Papas, young Opti sailor, takes out the youth or the young World Sailor. Team New Zealand Team of the Year, which is yes, absolutely.
Big tick, do you reckon?
Tech of the Year. It's all sorts of stuff going on.
Let's be honest. The Team New Zealand winning Team of the Year. It's like I don't know. Like it's to be more popular because obviously the best sailors are in the 5-0 world champs that were.
Yes, well, I did.
Well,
did
clearly.
Speak to Sandy the other day. He's on his way up to Sydney next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have won Team of the Year, you reckon?
World Team of the Year. No, I'm saying there were 2 Australian teams that were up for Team of the Year in the 505s, just saying. But anyway.
Still is, yeah.
So all happening up in Ireland, and we hope to see you there next year, Joe.
Yep. Well, I'm cheering the board.
I got to be honest. If it is in Ireland, I'd be pretty keen to go because Ireland is. I love Ireland. Love the people. Love the place.
You do.
Love it. It's just.
Love a bit of
to
Guinness.
all our Irish listeners, sending you lots of love, particularly my Irish family over there. You guys know who you are.
And what about Vacros? We sort of drowned them out a bit in our excitement about Team New Zealand. Do you think they would have done it without our support?
Friends of the show.
This is the reason you have a podcast for all this sort of crap. It's just so good. It's so good to see people succeed. Like I tell you, it is really good.
Yeah, 100%. And I've got to say, the team at Vacros, when they're around the place, it's super cool having them, and they get right into it.
Yeah.
So that's the race sense which got them that award, of course.
Yep.
Nice.
Super cool. The Cafe Lior.
How much is going on there? Jeez.
Busy times coming into Martinique. Keep an eye out.
How's the conditions?
Flying boats.
Yeah.
Flying boats.
Who are we going with first?
You duck.
We'll go with the old teams.
Kick
off the old teams. 4 boats.
Domination
by the SVR.
Yeah.
Been a domination for a while, hasn't it, really?
How much has Frank won?
5.
Or shall I say Frank?
I got to say, every time he trips over, he falls into a win, that bloke. He's pretty bloody good, isn't he? So Tom LaPerche and Frank Camas on the SVR. I think it is 5 wins for this race.
Yeah, so, pretty nice.
But when you say Frank Camas, you just know quality there. Like Charlie Dallon, he's another one, like the French, they produce some good sailors, don't they?
Oh,
and two blokes taking an old team that distance, like how intense is that? Yeah, I reckon, do you reckon they just sort of pull all the sails up and hang on?
Yeah, pretty much. Just sit in the cockpit holding their EPIRB.
Yeah.
PLB with strapped to them.
3 PLBs and wait for it to flip. Oh man, it's insane. I don't know how they do it. And like if you try and visualize yourself sailing one of these things like these guys have, all these classes of boats, because the 50s are just even more crazy. They're right on the edge all the time. It is impressive. But domination for SVR, yep, that's 100%. Whereas, go on.
Speaking of the 50s, we've had 7 boats finish and what was it, 3 retirements?
Yeah. 3 retirements
from memory.
Head.
Off the top of my head. So what did we have? 12 days, 5 hours, 24 minutes for the winner. 12 days, 5 hours, 42 minutes for second.
Yeah, so Wee-Wise who came second.
Racing.
Yeah, the Wee-Wise was sort of leading most of the way into the finish and then got just picked off at the end. Serviables Oceans with the win. Like it was a real battle, that one. There was quite a bunch of them right next to each other.
Not to mention third, 12 days, 5 hours, 52 minutes.
Yeah.
So just 10 minutes behind
sniffing around the back there.
Behind the Wee-Wise.
Yeah.
Behind the Wee-Wise.
But, I mean, like the conditions crossing the Atlantic have been quite different, obviously, like with those sort of light wind patches and different weather systems. It hasn't been sort of standard trade winds all the way across as you'd expect. And so particularly with the 50s, and they had to really battle. And you got to feel for the guys on Wee-Wise because they had it and then... But that's racing, isn't it, boys? That's what we do.
That's yacht racing.
Yeah, that's it.
Speaking of yacht racing.
Yeah.
Yep, go on.
But more of a dominance in this regard was the IMOCAs. Charal pretty much led from start to finish.
Pretty much. I mean, it did get over. Dominant.
Over 11th hour.
Yeah.
By 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
But splendid performance. Friend of the show, of course. With the 11th hour team.
Yeah.
Francesca and Will. So well done to them. But of course, can't take anything away from Jeremy and Morgan on Charal. It was a dominant performance. And then, of course, Massif in third with Sam Goodchild, friend of the show. And Louis. So, yeah. But special mention, I think, should go out to Sam Davies and Violette Dorangi on initiatives coming in 6th. Huge.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's good, isn't it? So I think the 40s are still like halfway or something at the moment. They're
oh, yeah. So, well, remembering they had their little stop in top of Spain there.
Yeah.
Just due to that system that was coming through. So the plan of everyone rocking up at the same time has gone a little behind for those guys. They've got about I'm going to say 2,000 miles to go.
Yeah.
Time of recording, so plenty of time. Plenty of time left at sea.
A major split in the fleet too. We've got a North Fleet and a South Fleet now, so it is actually really, really interesting. And I think we've said it multiple times. I know I have. I can see myself sailing a 40. Like that's the class I look at a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like that's if you're gonna, they're just so cool.
Oh, Jordan, you're all over it today. You've got ideas left, right, and centre. Can't stop him, Dicey. Barcarati 40, Barcarati Regatta. Barcarati Yacht Club.
Oh, mate. Yeah, this is a big episode. We're going to type some of this stuff in. Yeah.
Speaking of ideas, boys, I have to sort of pass a word around the old Wild Oats, which is now Palm Beach 11. How do you go from Wild Oats 11 to the first time it's called Palm Beach? It's called Palm Beach 11. So is the 11 the name and Palm Beach is the sponsor?
Well, you can see some of the wording around now. It's not the custodianship has been taken over.
Yeah.
So maybe the Wild Oats name still lives on.
I agree.
Still lingers.
Yeah.
But I think actually my other theory is it's actually not about the 11th in line. It's about how many appendages are hanging at the bottom of the boat.
Holy God.
Have you seen the mods they're going for? This can't be before this Hobart, can it?
Yeah, yeah.
It is.
It's all happening. I've seen some of the tooling going on. It's not close up, but on videos. It's pretty insane what they're doing, and it's gonna be an interesting transition, if you like, for big boats to see what actually does happen.
Well,
so basically going for a curve foil,
C-Force
foils.
Yep,
C-Force. Or
so are they taking them straight out of a Swan?
Yeah.
And turning them up the other way, because what you will notice on social media is there is one yacht designer sharing a lot of this stuff. Who goes by the name of Juan Camusian.
Yes.
So it's not too hard to put two and two together there, my friends.
Yeah, no. Juan, we'll have to sit down and have a bit of lunch with Juan. When are we getting him on the show? He owes us, that boy.
Yeah, he owes us.
He got his fame from us. So anyway,
pretty much. You're welcome.
Thanks, he says. He just rang me. Thanks.
What will be interesting here, boys, having all the stuff we went through with the iMockers, looking at, the different foils that they use.
Yeah.
The form stability that the boat carries, and essentially the iMockers are big wide boats.
Right.
But this particular boat is a long, skinny boat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Using similar foils.
Yeah.
So keep an eye.
They've
eye on this.
They've changed their upwind dagger boards, sort of gone to a sort of higher pointing, lower drag setup, and they've gone a deeper keel, fin, and more hydrodynamic bulb. So sort of
couple more rounds in the corkscrew and sharper scissors.
Yeah. Exactly right. Well, we'll see how it plays out. So it's kind of the if you want to own 100, you really got to have a full team of
a full wallet
laminators ready to go,
and just little spare spots to put things.
Yeah. So you got the Wild Oats. It's all been Wild Oats. The Palm Beach 11.
PB.
She will be interesting to see. Cannot wait to see the start of the Hobart. I remember we have seen, what was that thing?
Well, what about the start of the Hobart? How's it going to go on the start line?
But remember that one that what was it, modified, and then at the start it just laid over. Remember that gusted?
Yeah, the old Nicorette, wasn't it?
The old Nicorette. That's it. Whatever it's called.
Got the keel caught on the wrong side and capsized.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so because obviously. That boat loves to start at the pin end. That we're talking about the Palm Beach 11. The skipper loves going the pin end. So those C-foils sticking out to windward. Hopefully, it's only got one side it can rip off. But the spectator fleet, you're going to have to watch. I'd be
keep an eye out.
Yeah, I'd be on the east side if I was going to be a spectator. Is where I'd be positioning. But anyway. Very cool, boys. I think that's us, is it? Is there anything else that we need to run through?
The only thing, I think it's just kicked off the pre-Worlds A-Class Cats.
Oh, yes.
Milford in Auckland.
Yeah. Another beautiful spot to go for a yacht.
Yeah, it is almost up there. That's almost the second best in the world, isn't it?
I had a look at some of the images, boys. I thought, the A's were starting to move to sort of lower aspect rigs again, just to experiment with that. And then when I looked at some of the images... Dude, there are some seriously high aspect rigs over there.
And what they can do with the rigs too
is insane.
To take it through the range.
Yeah.
So I won't mention names, but spoke with one of the world class cat sailors.
We know
during the week. But what they can actually do and manipulate, and to get those things around the track, pretty cool.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, best of luck to everyone competing.
We're going to get that world-class unknown A-class sailor on the show at some stage?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think we're going for a special. You know how we do specials? I think he was going to be one of those, I think is how we're planning it.
Yeah.
Very cool, boys. All right, well, it's been a big week for sailing, big week for Barkarati. We got a long list of ideas. The AI bots in the background are starting to freak out already.
I just saw one blow up.
Just look at them in there, waving their banners, jumping up and down, like what are they called?
The little minions.
Little minions. They got our minions.
Cheers to Barkarati.
There's one with the massive head.
remember,
He stands out.
if you want to score some of the Vicobi gear before Black Friday sales finish,
And don't forget Black Friday,
yeah, free. You want to get it for free, then cheers@barkarati.com. Send us something funny. Our friends at Radix Nutrition, use Barkarati, one word, as your discount. And then, of course, if you want to make your business in the marine space even bigger, then go to Disruptor, DISRUPTA, marinemarketing.com.au. Give it a trial and see how it goes. Enjoy the week, everyone. Great to see you, boys.
Yeah, boys.
See you, ladies.